Hey, if you're local to Arizona, I'd love to invite you to the Purpose Gathering Workshop, a spirit-led morning to refocus, reconnect, and recharge. It's happening Tuesday, September 24th. Live music, powerful sessions with Ashley Freehan and me. There'll be guided writing and real conversations with other faith-driven moms in business. Come as you are and leave lighter, clearer, and more connected to your purpose. Tickets are at thepurposegathering.com/workshop. Grab your seat. I hope to see you there. A deep change in the way that we live requires a deep change in the way that we think. I'm Carla Reeves, and this is Differently. Hey friend, how's your heart today? This last week has been heavy. Honestly, I haven't talked to a single person who wasn't affected by all that's been happening. I have felt it too. And if you've felt quiet or paralyzed or had low motivation or felt aimless or gotten off track, you are not alone. I feel these things deeply, and I'm sure that you do too. And when the weight gets to be too much, I have to step back and be really, really mindful of what I take in. So today, I just want to share a little bit of what I see and what is keeping me steady. And I hope that this sparks something for you too. Remember, just because you've always responded to heaviness or uncertainty in one way doesn't mean that you have to keep doing it that way. New terrain calls for new behavior and new tools and new approaches. I realized today that I've been sitting with a few questions. How's my heart, really? What's keeping me steady right now? How are the people around me? And how am I to serve? And I took these questions into my mastermind yesterday, and we used these questions and we wrote with our non-dominant hand, a practice that can be really powerful to kind of bypass the noise in the mind and tap into even the childlike parts of ourselves. And the themes that came up were really simple but clear. Stay present, stay connected to your people. We hear these things all the time, and so we can kind of they can just flip around and feel a little empty sometimes. And so I encourage you to really look at what do those really mean for you? And for me, staying present is really what I'm having to do, is work very hard to stay out of my head so that I can be fully available to what's in front of me. Like whether it's work I'm doing, or whether I'm with my husband talking, or at the studio connecting with somebody in my class, so that I can deeply see people, deeply hear people, deeply understand people, and be available and here for what's right here and now. And to stay connected this week has meant to be really close with my husband, talk through the things, share my emotions so that we can process what's going on for ourselves, be physically close, hugging and snuggling and holding hands and comforting each other. It has meant reaching out to our boys, friends, colleagues, and clients, just checking in. And I realized this week that there were times when I was hoping someone would reach out to me, and I realized that was the perfect moment to reach out to others. And I've been asking God to put on my heart others that I need to reach out to. The truth is, fear shows up quickly in uncertain times for me. How about you? For much of my life, I have lived kind of at the mercy of fear, bracing for the worst when things get uncomfortable, or always trying to anticipate and strategize my way out so that I don't get stuck or trapped. But this week, I felt invited to walk a little differently, and I just let the tears come when they came. I rested. I prayed. I felt God say that when you are rested and relaxed, I can move mountains. I talked things out with Quentin. I leaned into the things that steady me instead of letting fear take the lead. And every day I am committed to shaking off fear if I have to, because I don't believe that we were made to live in fear. And a reminder kept coming back to me of be awake and be aware in a world that is distracting us on all levels. We have to flex the muscle to stay awake and aware and step away when we need to get quiet and calm the waters. Seek God, slay fear, and get back in the game of life. This is a time to tend to our souls. I really believe this because only we can do that work for ourselves. As leaders, we need to know and do the things that keep us steady so we can be steady for the people we love and the people around us and the work we're here to do. If you don't know what keeps you steady, now is such a good time to figure that out. If you aren't in relationships where you can fall apart so that you can go out and lead, find them. What's keeping me steady is my faith, our marriage, our conversations, the tears, the getting quiet, and remembering the truth of who we are and whose we are. Real conversations, rest, and being quiet so I can hear God. I'd love to know what's keeping you steady. In closing, if you need to be in a conversation that fuels your life and stirs your heart and soul, book a strategy call with me. Let's make a plan for you to get in community and get connected and get in conversations that stir you and wake you up and help you slay fear and stay on track. A link to do that is in the show notes. Resist the urge to numb out, my friend, and do everything you can to stay awake. These are important times, and don't forget, if you felt the nudge, book a strategy call. It's free and it might be all that you need. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Differently. Hey, if you're ready to stop circling the same thoughts and start creating real momentum, check out my coaching experiences. There's a 12-week experience for a big shift, or there's a monthly writing and coaching partnership for ongoing clarity, creativity, alignment, and momentum. You can find all the details at carlareeves.com. And if you enjoyed this episode, please help me grow the podcast and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and share with someone you love. Until next time, stop surviving your life, start creating it.